Mike, big news from federal agents in Chicago as they break up a cocaine and heroin ring and arrest almost 20 people.
Yeah, we're hoping to have John Lausch. He is the U.S. attorney representing Northern Illinois and Chicago. Apparently, we don't have him just yet. Hopefully, we can reconnect with him in just a few minutes. Obviously, with summer coming.
Okay, all right, we're being told that he is. Now? He's here with us.
Okay, so. Good morning to you.
Welcome to live television, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Lausch. Thank you. We were talking about your joint task force. You made big busts in Belmont-Cragen and Buena Park. 17 individuals arrested. Do we know this morning if they have ties to Mexican drug cartels?
So in the charging documents themselves, we haven't alleged any particular ties to any particular cartels or any particular street gangs. But I think one of the things that we've historically seen here, in the city of Chicago and really around the country is that the drugs that do enter the country, and in particular in Chicago, they do come from oftentimes through the Mexico and Mexican cartels. And oftentimes they are distributed on the streets of Chicago through street gangs, which control the retail trafficking activity. In this particular case, though, the charges really just allege what's there. And I think what's kind of remarkable about it is they're kilo level amounts of drugs, cocaine and heroin, and it's throughout the city. We see neighborhoods on the north side, on the southwest side, and all over the place, which really just shows us that this is an issue that we're all facing here.
Well, now that we're talking a little bit about this and the cartel, I want to ask you while we've got you here about this immigration issue that we have coming over the border, and we see a lot of people coming over here, but the concern is that the cartel is bringing in these drugs. And of course, Chicago, we've got a lot of violence on the street linked to the problems associated with those drugs that get and make their way here. How concerned are you right now that all of this is going to play a role this summer?
So we're always concerned around the summertime about an increase in violence, just given the warmer months and people being out and about. And look, I don't know that there's necessarily any more of a concern now, given what we see on the border. The border is always a place that's of concern for things like human trafficking, drug trafficking, and the like. And so when we are in a city like Chicago and other large cities around the country, we do what we can here in order to address the issues when they affect our district.
One of the more recent scourges to plague our city are carjackings. Just this week alone, a couple of teens carjacked, or they carjacked someone in West Elston. In Bucktown, a woman was carjacked at gunpoint. This is really, it seems to be brazen, and more we're finding that these are young people committing these crimes. What's being done to combat it?
Yeah, that's a great question. You're exactly right. I mean, the word brazen, I think, it hits the nail right on the head. And we've been seeing this for some time, and we've been addressing it for some time as well. We being the U.S. Attorney's Office and federal law enforcement, in particular the FBI and ATF as well, we work with the Chicago Police Department and our local partners as part of a joint task force to address the carjackings. And really, it's a matter of sharing intelligence as quick as we can in order to apprehend the offenders and then determine, where can they be prosecuted. I mean, as one example, there was a carjacking that occurred late last week here in the city of Chicago, and we charged that case directly in federal court. It was the type of carjacking that we would be able to charge federally, and we did so because we do want to, kind of show pretty directly that there is a direct impact on those people who commit these crimes. One of the things that we can add pretty significantly here in federal court is we have the ability to detain them pre-trial if they are a danger to the community. And I know that's something that we focus on and something that the state's attorney's office is focusing on as well, because we want to stop the conduct in its tracks so that we don't have people getting back on the streets and committing more of these crimes.
Well, I know that the Cook County State's Attorney's Office is really focusing on restorative justice. So a lot of these young offenders are going right back out on the street. So if they are looking at possibility of federal charges, are you working with some of the younger ones to try to help them turn things around, or are you just going for the charges? I just hate to see some of these young folks that kind of get wrapped up in stuff and then their lives are ruined in the federal system.
Right. So few things to unpack there. So one is we work directly with the state's attorney's office on where these cases should go. And if they are juveniles, they will end up in state court and not in federal court. So that's first of all. And then second, you mentioned restorative justice. And I think what people really need to understand is that's not inconsistent with also having, really, tough justice and holding people accountable
Sure.
when they're committing heinous crimes, right? And I think we could all agree that if there are people who are committing brazen acts of violence, that those are people that are a danger to the community. Their criminal history may suggest they're a danger to the community. And, a traditional restorative justice program might not be the right thing for them. And again, we're talking more about adults here in those situations. But there are situations where there are juvenile offenders. And this happens in juvenile courts, my understanding, where you look at the conduct they've committed, and maybe they've repeatedly committed certain offenses. Those individuals, they may not get out right away back into the community in order for some of that kind of restorative justice to occur while their case is pending. So I guess the main point there is we obviously need to be thoughtful about how we handle individuals who commit crimes. The best thing to do is to prevent crimes, and then to give people an opportunity after they have served their time for committing crimes through reentry programs. But if people are a danger to the community, I think the community expects and really demands of us as law enforcement and as prosecutors to hold them accountable so they're not back on the street committing the same crime again.
Hey, we're almost out of time. People who don't follow politics may not know the Biden administration actually asked you to resign your post. This is common in the change of an administration. That said, you've got some big cases. You're overseeing the ComEd bribery scandal. You've got the case against Ed Burke. You also have the support of Senators Duckworth and Durbin. Are you staying on at least for the foreseeable future?
I'll stay on as long as they have me. I love this job. I love working with the people here. I love working with law enforcement here and the community. And so, I'll be here as long as they have me.
And just really quickly, how are you feeling? I know that you were hospitalized earlier this month. You feeling okay?
Feel great. It was a
Good.
little blip. I feel great. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it.
Good. We like to hear that you're doing well. Thank you. You got a lot of work to do here in Chicago. We can't lose you.
we all have a lot of work. And the last thing I guess I'd like to say is, everyone, please say thank you to the folks in the military as we honor those who have fallen while serving the country. So it's an important weekend for all of us as Americans. And so, thank you to everyone who serves to protect us in the military.
Great
U.S.
point.
Attorney.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lausch, thanks. Hey, appreciate your time. Come back again. Like talking to
I
you.
will. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend.
7:39.